What's up, folks? Dan here from BeAGameCharacter.com. We're back with another episode of Going Superhuman. On this episode, we're actually going to go over my most recent Judo tournament, which is also my first Judo tournament in like 5 years, I think. I was trying to figure it out the other day, and the closest I could get was that the last Judo tournament I was at was after I started dating my wife, but before we were married, which puts it at somewhere around 5-ish years ago. So, anyway, we're going to go over the Judo tournament. We're just going to watch it together. I'm going to talk about it. Before we go in, I just wanted to, talk about how I feel about it overall, because, spoiler alert, I lose all my matches. Which doesn't surprise me at all. Like I said, it's my first tournament in like half a decade. And on top of that, it was my first tournament competing at a brown belt level, which is significant in the fact that, so after my last tournament 5 years ago, I got promoted to brown belt, and then I didn't really compete since then, and I didn't even really work out regularly since then. And since I've started working out, I have not worked out much with other brown belts. And the significance of this is, in a tournament setting, only brown belt and above in Judo are allowed to use joint locks, arm bars, stuff like that. So it's an entirely different type of submission that I have to be prepared to defend against, and ideally I would also be able to use in a match to submit somebody in to win. So that was kind of a big deal, and part of my nervousness about coming in. And so I'm not making excuses for myself, but I am very happy with how I performed, even though I lost. I don't feel like I was ridiculously overwhelmed, which is good. On top of that, I felt like my conditioning was on point. I was not out of breath. I was not winded. I wasn't dying. I wasn't, running out of gas or whatever. Had I had a few more matches, I'm not sure how I would have felt, but I was feeling pretty fresh after the first 3. So I imagine I still would be feeling pretty fresh after another 1 or 2 at least. Strength training, I obviously need to continue on. I need to get stronger. I was not the strongest guy in my division, which I'm not used to, but again, competing at a higher level than I'm used to. Also, a very, very big pool of people, a whole lot of people there. It was really cool. Some of the guys in my ring were actually from West Point, the Army Academy. They have a Judo team over there, and they were pretty chill. So I also need to probably go down a weight class. I was in the under 198 pound division this time, so I was at the upper range of the weight division, but a lot of the other guys in the division had a whole lot less body fat and a whole lot more muscle, and were coming in at the same weight as I was. Not that I am particularly overweight. I'm actually starting to feel pretty trim, but I need to drop down, I think, to the under 180 pound division, which is 14 pounds to go, which is fine because my goal weight is like 180 pounds anyway. So I knew I needed to do that going in. I knew going in that I would probably be one of the smaller guys in my ring, so that's fine. Before we go into the matches, also, I just want to let you know, the way that the Judo tournament works is this. You have a 3-minute long match. You can win via 3 ways. You can win via throw points, which if you have a clean, well-executed throw, where you're obviously dominant, you end up landing the person on their back, you perform all the elements of the throw correctly, blah, 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 you get ippon, which is 1 point, and that's considered a victory. If you do not get like a clean throw, you can still get wazari, which is a half point, or you can get a yuko, which is a slight superiority. And the way that it works is wazari, the half points, if you get 2 wazari, you win. You can get an unlimited number of yuko and not win. Like, you can get them over and over and over again, and you won't win with yuko unless the other guy has less yuko than you or no points. Wazari automatically beats any number of yukos. Wazari, between both players, if one person has a yuko and one person does not, the person with the wazari and the yuko wins. But beyond that, yuko is just like, yeah, this guy had a slight superiority in that throw, so, we'll give him a little bit of a point. But it doesn't really add up that much. So that's how you win via throws. You can also win via a pin. I believe it's for 25 seconds. If you pin your opponent to the mat, you can change positions while you're pinning them. They just have to have their back on the mat. You need to maintain their back and their shoulders on the mat, basically, and maintain the dominant position of the pin. So if you do that, you win the match, and you can also win via submission, making the opponent tap out. You can do this via chokes, or in the brown belt division, joint locks. So all that out of the way, I think we're about ready to go ahead and watch these matches. So this is my first match. It's against a guy named Nelson. You can see here we go right into grips. Not much grip fighting here. Sometimes in judo you'll see grip fighting, but you won't. There was not that much of it in this match. Basically, grip fighting is just fighting for a proper handhold on the opponent. Right there, he got a wazari on me. He got a partially executed throw, but not properly get it. I'm in the white, by the way. He's in the blue. Here, he tried to throw me. I reversed it, countered. I got a wazari on that. So we're both at a half point right now. Now we take grips again. I believe on this attempt, let's see. I went for his leg, didn't quite get it. Now there, oh, that was where he got his wazari. He did not get his wazari in the first throw. The first throw was a yuko. That was a wazari. So now he has a wazari and a yuko on me, and I have just the wazari. Here, he's trying to flip over and go for, you can see he grabs my arm. This is where he's going for an arm bar. This is what I was concerned about, because I've never really been in a tournament where arm bars are applicable. I've defended against them a bit in the dojo, but here you can say I get my arm out, and we're good. I was really happy with that. I was saying to myself, like, yes, defended the armbar. No matter what else happens, I defended the armbar. That's good. Take grips again. And Nelson was funny. He was super chill. Here we go. And ba-boom. That's an ippon. So that is a clean throw. I lost on that, but it was a good throw. And I, did my best. I felt pretty good about it. Sometimes that just happens. I would have liked to have gotten the ippon myself, but, whatever, that's fine. And we bow and shake hands. Good match, good match. Nice. Moving on to the next match. This is against a guy named Adrian. And Adrian was really good. I did not feel like I was in the dominant position at any point during this match. You can see he's doing a lot of ashiwaza, foot techniques, trying to get me to sweep. And for the most part, we were just playing footsie the whole time, you can see. And I was honestly kind of at a loss as to where to go for this guy. So he got a yuko on that. Now here he's trying to go for the pin. And I did not feel like dealing with that. And I don't think he felt like ground fighting was his first match of the day. Ground fighting is very, very tiring. So I have a feeling he intentionally skipped out of that once he didn't land in a very advantageous position. I was fighting him off. So he didn't waste his energy before, future matches. Walking around some more, trying to get, there's a little grip fighting going on here. You can see him trying to get a better grip on him. He's trying to get a better grip on me and not let me get an advantageous grip. I'm trying whatever I can figure out to try and get him down, but it's just not happening. Now, if you're having a hard time keeping track of what's going on here, and ba-boom, there's the throw. I was the guy wearing the red belt. Now, my issue on that is that I reached. If you look where I kind of extended my leg out, if you go back and look again, I reached out with my foot. I did not get him off balance before I went for that a throw, so just did not work out. So here's my last match. This is against Yuli. Yuli, another West Point guy, I believe. He's in the red belt, and I have no red belt on. Yuli was very, very strong. Yuli was the strongest of the three guys. And unfortunately, the camera kind of gets blocked a lot during this match. You can see here, so we went down there, and Yuli was also the guy that gave me the scrape on my forehead. I think this is when it happened, but it's tough to tell. You can see he's going for the pin here. I am fighting for everything I can to get out of the pin. Now he's flipping over, trying to go for an arm bar. He's got my arm, but my arm is bent, and I said no. Now you can see Lucas in the corner here. Lucas actually comes in and blocks the frame, unfortunately, as well. So he was Snapchatting this whole time. So if you follow my Snapchat, you probably get some pretty entertaining snaps from him. He was convinced that I got beat up the whole time. I think I did a little better than that, but that's fine. So you can see here, Yuli was very, very defensive. You can see how he's leaning over like that, and normally can try and go for the counter on that, but he was also very strong, which made it difficult to take advantage of the fact that he was leaning over so much. He was very good at pushing away and controlling my movements. You can see I'm trying to take advantage of him leaning over there, but I'm just not really able to pull him into it. He's trying to go for the hip throw here. Right there, he tried to go for a trap. I don't think he got anything on that. I don't see the ref signaling anything. Oh, and now Lucas is going to block the frame. Thanks, buddy. Get out of the way, dude. Come on, man. You can still kind of see what's going on, and there's the throw right there. So, very nice match. Definitely, I think I feel like Adrian was more skilled, but I feel like Yuli was a little bit stronger than anybody else that I was facing off against. On the whole, I feel like my best match was my first one versus Nelson. But, all three of them I feel like I did pretty well for first ever brown belt match and brown belt tournament, rather. So I felt good. And it was really just to bang the rust off, see where the metagame's at, kind of get back into the feel of things. So my goal is to go to at least one more before the end of the year, if my schedule allows it. The difficulty is that most judo tournaments are on Sundays, and I work on Sundays. So I'm either going to have to get off of work, or I'm going to have to wait until there's another Saturday tournament. This tournament was on a Saturday. So we'll see. On the whole, though, felt really good about it, even though I lost. I don't plan on losing the next one. I will just say that. It is reignited my competitive streak. I'm going to be working my butt off to go ahead and hopefully get down to 180 pounds for the next one, first of all, and also be a lot more technically proficient. So we will see. Hopefully we get there, and if I'm in the same weight division, whatever, I'll still adapt. But I feel very good about where I'm at, and I feel much, much better about where I'm going. So thanks for watching. That's it for today's episode. As always, remember to live boldly, change the world, and continue to be awesome. Bye-bye.